Hi guys. So for this one, you guys might want to get some popcorn. Buckle up, it's gonna be a long one, okay? Where do I start? Okay. There's a full moon in Leo season, but that's in Aquarius on Monday, August 3rd. And I felt the shift of energy yesterday, and I was gonna post, but some stuff came up when I got home, which later I realized tied into that energy shift. But I'm glad that I waited to post about that, because there was a huge download that I got today that actually just goes hand in hand with it. So I decided to address both of these things in today's video. Someone who I really respect and adore sent me this political video, and I'm not here to talk about politics, as you know, guys, but it did give me like this huge realization about how much what I've been talking about ties into like the bigger picture of what's actually going on in our 3D world. So this video was about this guy, and he was talking about how he was talking about, I had to take notes on this, guys, because I did some research today, and it was a lot, okay? And I don't know if you've looked up your natal chart, but if not, you should. My North Node is in Gemini, which is all about truth-seeking, clarity, sharing knowledge and wisdom. And it's funny because when my best friend came over the other day, she was telling me how she likes to do that too. And I was like, I bet your North Node is in Gemini. And we looked it up, and it totally was. So it's just good to know, like, you know, not like it dictates who you are or anything, but it is kind of interesting to look at things like that and say, wow, that's really explains a lot about why I have to like dig to the bottom of things. And you guys notice that my tarot name isn't my actual name. I mean, it is. It's the English version of my name, but Claire means clear. Clarity, like see-through, truth, no BS, okay? So there's a reason that I was given that name. And that is my name. Claire Castle is my literal translation of my name. But it just goes hand in hand with everything else, right? But yeah, so this video, I want to skip the political aspect of it, but basically and I actually agreed with everything that this guy was saying in the video, except for one thing. And he was talking about Murphy's Law. And when he said that Murphy's Law is basically whatever can go wrong in a situation will go wrong. And I'm like, that's a really shitty way to look at life. That can't be right. The rest of his video I actually agreed with. He had really good points and he communicated it well, but he was misusing what Murphy's Law was. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem like a good way to look at life. Like, you know, it just, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I don't like that. Okay. And so I'm like, there has to be something to this. And sure enough, there was, you guys. So I'm going to explain it to you the best that I can, okay? So I did some research about the origin of Murphy's Law. And it actually got kind of turned into something that it's not. This is from NASA, all right? For all you science peeps out there, where your source is. This is from NASA. So in 1949, there was an engineer, Edward Murphy, who was doing a project or working on an experiment at an Air Force base. And the project was how much sudden deceleration a person can withstand in a crash. In other words, an abrupt stop. So he volunteered to be this test person, okay? The rocket sled that they had attached him to was supposed to accelerate at 40 Gs, which is, and stop suddenly. So that's 2.8 tons of pressure, guys, on a human. Incredible. This guy's survived it, and he volunteered to do it just to test this theory, and his last name was Murphy, okay? After this happened, right, after the experiment stopped, he was like bleeding from his eyes and bleeding from, the article said, every other orifice. The person who attached the sensors to sense how fast the G-force was, attached them backwards, and it was recorded at 0 Gs. He did it for nothing. So he created Murphy's Law, right, that day, but it wasn't what it says now, which is whatever can go wrong will go wrong. That's not what he said that day. He said, why did someone make the sensors so that you could put them on incorrectly? That's Murphy's Law. Think of it like a car key versus a house key. Your car key, it doesn't matter. Every time you put it in, it's gonna go. With your house key, you have a 50% chance of putting it in wrong because it can only go in one way. That's Murphy's Law, okay? And that makes more sense. To me, that's like way better than if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. No, guys. No, that's a very, very pessimistic way of, an inaccurate way of looking at things, okay? If you design something properly, the right way the first time, it has a much less likely chance of going wrong, okay? So there is another, where did I write it here? There is another law called Finagle's Law, and that's actually more in line with what people refer to when they say Murphy's Law these days. That's more along the lines of that more like pessimistic view, like what can go wrong will go wrong, because that's not always the case, guys. It's the law of attraction, right? The energy that you put out is the energy you get back. So then as I was like further researching what this guy was talking about, since it wasn't really Murphy's Law, it was more with entropy, okay, which is the measure of disorder. It's the second law of thermodynamics, okay? And this is so amazing to me how all of this like quantum physics stuff fits perfectly in line with the spiritual realm. It's so insanely parallel, you guys. And the more that I research it, like the more fascinated I am by it, seriously. So entropy, the measure of disorder, okay? Basically, what the second law of thermodynamics is saying is that all closed systems tend to lean towards maximizing entropy. Think about that for a second, and how that relates to our 3D world and the political stuff that's going on right now. All closed systems are designed to maximize entropy, and that's universal law. That's actually what this guy was trying to refer to, I think. Okay? And that I agree with. That I agree with completely. Entropy is like, on a very small scale, if you have a garden and you don't tend to it for a long time, the plants are, it's not going to produce vegetables or flowers. The weeds are going to overtake it unless you expend the effort to pull out the weeds and to water it and to like make sure the soil is proper and the bugs don't eat it and all these things. Entropy is like deterioration over time without effort. You guys, how much does this relate to my readings lately? This like freaking blew my mind today, okay? I had to spend like 2 hours compiling all of the energy shifts that I've been feeling, how in line it is with what I just talked about, the readings I've been doing the past couple weeks, the this video that was sent to me today by this awesome person. And this is the thing, guys, like, he's definitely in my soul family, okay? Your soul family increases your inner power in a healthy way, right? Because then just from some random like video that he sent me, I was able to like make this huge connection about all the energies that I've been feeling lately in the messages and the readings, and how it's like related to this upcoming full moon even, and I'll get to that. Yeah, I hope you guys got your popcorn. I told you this one would be a little long, but it's heavy, right? It's a huge topic, and it has a lot of little intricacies that are important that I want to share and discuss. So sorry about that, sleepover. Without effort, entropy increases over time, okay? The only way to address the deterioration over time is by expending cohesive energy. Connection, guys. Connection. Focusing your energy intently on what you want to see. The law of attraction. Right? Think of it like buildings over time, how they turn to ruins if they're not, upkept. Or even our own bodies over time, they deteriorate. That's entropy. It's a closed system, right? Physically, like in the 3D realm. In the 5D realm, I believe your soul expands and nourishes and goes and reincarnates. That's my belief, okay? But how perfect is this to what I've been talking about with connection and relationships and letting things crumble away that, when you stand in your power and your truth, things are going to crumble away that aren't meant to be in your life, and the things that are, they'll grow stronger. This is a perfect example of the scientific theories or the universal law that I just discussed. It's incredible to me. If we don't exert the effort to restore resiliency, to withstand entropy, that things are going to crumble, okay? And I'm talking about things that are important to you, that are meant to be in your life. I'm not talking about trying to water a dead plant, guys. I'm talking about nurturing the things that are really meaningful to you. That's amazing, right? I'm going to say that one more time because I had to write it down. It's really heavy. We have to exert the effort to restore resiliency, to withstand entropy. So also, for the things that are meaningful in our life, right? If we don't put the effort there, it's going to deteriorate. How incredible is this message? What's even more astonishing, okay? I felt the full moon's energy shift yesterday. When I got home from work, my kids were in a really mood swings, right? Which hasn't happened in a long time, and I was like, what's going on here? And I felt the shift in the middle of the day, and I felt anger. It wasn't mine, okay? It wasn't mine. And then I literally just before recording this, I was looking up the energies behind. I kind of already knew they were about healing from releasing, okay? Because it's in Aquarius, and it's also about standing in your strength because it's in Leo season. So that part is true, but it goes deeper than that, guys. This particular full moon, since Leo's all about heart, okay? Leo's a fire sign, all about that passion, that courage. I mean, you think of a lion, right? All heart, just all heart. And then Aquarius is all mind. It's an air sign. Even though it's the water bearer in tarot, the star card is what is depicted on there is a water bearer. Aquarius is an air sign, all up in the mind. This full moon in particular is literally about balancing head and heart. How many times has that come up in my last couple readings, right? Additionally, the moon is going to be square Uranus. How come I can never say that without laughing? I don't know. So this is going to cause us to feel like emotionally unsettled, having a lot of anger. There's going to be unpredictable events, a sense of like rebelliousness. But having, since it's in Leo season, having the strength and the courage to release psychological boundaries. What have I been talking about my last couple readings, guys? Getting past our self-limiting beliefs, right? That's what this full moon is for. Getting out of our head space and balancing it with our heart space. For strength, courage, and releasing psychological boundaries. And that's going to create this sense of like confusion or these unsettling feelings, and it's going to cause anger. Okay? Initially. And then once we're able to balance the head and the heart and things start to even out as the energy of this full moon subsides after August 3rd, it's going to be easier once we start to regain that balance. But initially it's going to be pretty heavy stuff, okay? So yeah, sorry about that really long intro, but that was amazing to me how this just all tied into like the 3D and the 5D, okay? Like what's going on in our physical world and also what's going on in the 5D. Also, you guys, what was also interesting to me, where did I write it? Since this full moon is about balancing the head and the heart, I was thinking about how quantum physics and spirituality are so parallel. It's very similar, right? Like the head and the heart, like science, like all these quantum physics theories, and how they fit so perfectly with spiritualism, which cannot be defined by science, and how it just perfectly fits together. That's this full moon. So me having this download for this full moon with the energy shifts that are going on, like it absolutely blew my mind. It just like opened my third eye like way more than it already was. It's crazy. It's really neat stuff, guys. It's really neat stuff. And I hope that I'm making sense. It's really hard. Yeah, normally I don't use notes, but I had to for this reading. It's really, really intricate. And it all ties together with so many different factors. But let me pull some cards about this full moon, okay? On August 3rd. To kind of help manage some of these energies. I'm going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle. Wow. So if you're feeling like kind of anxious or angry or triggered, was a good word, this is probably why. It's basically because of the full moon energy shifts, we're trying to get out of our head more and into our heart space more. And I did feel this. I mentioned it in my last reading. I felt this shift with you guys, like heart space starting to open, and you kind of start, feeling stuff that you haven't felt in a while, and it's confusing. It's confusing until you get it sorted out, and it'll happen. Just try to keep that headspace and heart space balanced. The astrological events are really in favor of that and helping, working with you right now in that regard. Wow. Okay. Cool. I'll go over these in a second with you guys. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. I love it. All right. So the first card is Wombat Spirit. Be at home. And, you know, when you're feeling like unsettled or trying to deal or process emotions that you haven't in a while, you know, you are going to have some mood swings and fluctuations. And so it does help to kind of retreat and go within, okay? And just figure things out instead of either avoiding it or, you know, having other people kind of chirp in your ear about how you should be feeling. Guys, if someone ever tells you, you should listen to me, I know what I'm talking about, that's the last person that you should be listening to, okay? There's this one there's these song lyrics that I heard today, and I was thinking about that today actually, and so it's really funny that this card came out. And it goes, open your closed mind and close your open mouth, right? Like, you notice like the people who are really loud or have to try to get their message across, oftentimes what they're saying is not very relevant or helpful. It's more from like a self-perpetuating ego, right? However, you notice that the quieter ones usually, or the ones who like can talk to you and listen and carry a conversation, they're usually the ones with, you know, actually more relevant things to listen to. So yeah, just filter what you hear, you guys, even from me, okay? Your head and heart is completely unique to you, and only you're going to be able to figure out that balance, okay? So do some self-reflection, spend some time alone, and that will help. That will help deal with some of these intense emotions that are going to be coming up once you start opening your heart space. All right. The next card is Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. I love this. My last reading was just on abundance blockers. And I was like, trust the universe, guys. It's about the law of attraction, right? That's what my whole intro was basically about. I mean, I used a lot of other like scientific theories and things like that, but to kind of portray that, but that's really the main message, is the law of attraction from all of that, okay? In the center of the reading, the heart of the reading, Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. In the heart of the reading, guys, be fearless and bold from your heart space. Frick, wow, that's incredible. And the card number is 4. The 4 of Wands is about unity, community, connection, right? Happy home, happy family, happy community. It spreads in the world, guys. Be fearless and bold from your heart space, okay? That's incredible that came out in the heart of the reading, especially with just like the whole intro I just did. About getting out of your headspace and, you know, balancing with your heart space. That's amazing. The next card that came out is Porcupine Spirit. Time for beginner mind. I love this because when we release psychological barriers, aka false belief systems, right? when we release that and get back to who we actually are before we developed all those coping mechanisms and traits, that's like beginner mind, right? This is incredible. Wow, I'm astonished. This is so perfect for what I just explained. The next card is Koi Fish Spirit. There's always enough. Release the feeling of lack, guys. Oftentimes we hang on to things or we pursue things from a feeling of lack. There is no lack. There's no lack. All you could have is the air in your lungs, and you can have inner peace. It's a mindset. Okay, there's always enough. The overall, this is so perfect for what I was talking about in my intro. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck, number 1 card, okay, 1, Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. You guys, connection, collaboration, to not let things deteriorate. Put the energy towards what is most meaningful to you in your life. Collaborate with your soul family to increase those connections so that entropy doesn't happen, deterioration doesn't happen. Okay? That's, you guys, like, I'm sorry, but my spirit guides are awesome. Let me clarify some of these cards. I think I want to use Tattoo Tarot. I like this deck. So I hope that intro, wasn't kind of scattered. I did my best to kind of condense the different theories and information and insights in the best way that I could. It was super, super heavy and intricate, but I hope it made sense. And I see the parallels between like what I'm doing here and how it's directly linked to like the issues that are going on in our 3D world, like in the on the material plane, in politics, in our relationships. I have to admit, I spend a lot of time in the 5D, you guys, and I need to spend more time in 3D. I need to balance that. Okay. We all have things that we need to balance, and that's what this full moon is about. All right, Knave of Wands. So this card's been coming out a lot lately, and Knave of Wands is all about passionate, energetic pursuits, being courageous, right? But it can also mean, like, since this is a Wands card, it's like the fire signs, like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And what the card that it was clarifying is the Wombat, be at home, right? Like I was saying, we're gonna have some mood swings, guys. We're gonna have some mood swings, okay? With this energy, because things are gonna be realized. We're gonna be feeling different emotions that we haven't felt if we've been too much up in our head, okay? It might cause some like jealousy, anger, rage, just like unsettling feelings, like rapid mood swings. So yeah, if you're feeling that, guys, self-reflection, okay? Self-care, kind of getting a hold of that, okay? Buffalo Spirit, 9 of Coins. Oh my God, you guys, you can't make this stuff up. So Buffalo Spirit, like I was saying, the abundant universe will provide. The law of attraction, right? The universe has your back. 9 of Coins, Pentacles. Pentacles are about abundance and stability. And Nine of Coins is about being in your highest self energy. If you do that, guys, look at this. If you do that, the universe will have your back. This is freaking incredible. Okay? This is amazing that this clarifier card came out specifically for this. That's a huge message right there, guys. I always refer to Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Coins as our highest self energy. Okay? And the abundant universe will reciprocate. All right? How can you be in your highest self energy? I did a reading on that. But just kind of a quick rundown is being in balance with your energies. And that's what this full moon is about, right? See how it's all connected? It's so amazing. All right, Badger Spirit. Six of Coins. Be fearless and bold. Equal give and take, guys. Look at what things are. Look at things in your life that are imbalanced. Okay? Be fearless and bold to stand in your truth and your strength, to realize what is not being reciprocated to you, and communicate those things. Okay? Our relationship should be equal give and take. If that's not what's happening, don't be afraid to say it, okay? And sometimes even just admitting this to ourselves is hard. That's the first step sometimes. It's just being like, wow, you know. Also, when you stand in your power and your truth, you'll see who is actually built on a solid foundation in your life with equal give and take. Because those things that are not will fall away. And that's okay. Because then it will bring more balance to your life. This woman's all about balance. Okay? Porcupine Spirit. Wow. That's kind of a lot, but let's see. Let's see what it says. So time for beginner mind. All right. Wow. You guys, did you see how these three cards just popped out when I was shuffling? Wait until I explain to you what this means. Do you remember how I was saying Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner mind? It's getting past those self-limiting beliefs. Getting back to who you were before things happened to you that caused you to develop coping mechanisms and codependencies, right? And attachments. That was literally what I was just saying about this card. Look at this, okay? 8 of freaking Swords. Self-imposed mental prison. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at the one that's following it. Knave of Swords. Cutting it out. Cutting out that being stuck in your head, guys. What was my intro? Are you kidding me right now? Knave of Swords is about quick action with truth and clarity to cut this out, guys. Look at these images. Him with his sword right here, cutting that out. That was the message that I was explaining in this card. Perfectly clarified. Perfectly. And you are not going to believe the next card that came out is the star card, the water bearer, Aquarius. Are you MFing kidding me? This is weird stuff that happens when I shuffle, guys. Like, those 3 cards just fell out together and I'm like, oh, normally I wouldn't take that many, but let me see. Wow. Could this message be any more clear? I'm telling you guys, my spirit guides, they rock. Okay, Koi Fish Spirit. The moon. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. Wow. I'm blown away. Oh my god. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck, 4 of freaking wands. Heart of the reading, 4. And I was literally discussing this card. Unity, community, happy home, happy family, spreading unconditional love, connection, non-judgmental, acceptance. Wow. 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 I'm blown away. Like, my readings usually have stuff like this happen. This one is very specific, okay? Very specific. Like, you can't make this stuff up, all right? With the downloads that I've been getting and the intro that I just explained, like, oh, it's amazing. Okay, so koi fish spirit, there's always enough. Release the feeling of lack, right? The moon is about things being illuminated, going through phases, like people go through phases just like the moon does. It's also about fear. The fear of lack. There's always enough. There's nothing to fear, guys. There's always enough. Okay? This is also about intuition. Using your intuition to pursue things that you want in your life. And I'm not talking about money, guys. I'm talking about things that are really meaningful to you here. Okay? Release the fear to be connected, to create stronger relationships with the people that you really care about. Release the fear of lack. Okay? And this reading is about the full moon on Monday. Could this be any more clear, guys? Wow. So yeah, the overall energy at the bottom of this deck was time to collaborate. And this is all about unity and community and connection, the Four of Wands. Oh, I'm like sweating. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. It just got really hot in here. So, yeah, that pretty much explains everything. Yeah, I hope the intro made sense, you guys. It was difficult to explain. So I hope that it helped you guys in some way and made sense to you. But yeah, guys, just this is, you know, cutting out those self-limiting beliefs, healing that, you know, with hope and optimism. Okay, and this is all about this full moon energy. That's what this is about. Getting into our heart space. Okay, balance those head and heart spaces. Okay, for collaboration and connection and unity and unconditional love. All right, it will help heal the world. Okay, and yourself. It starts with you. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you next time.